It's not every day that I get to try not only a virtual reality demo, but one constructed by a totally independent team looking to fulfill a creatively unique vision. The space is full of small, experimental works as well as trend-chasing nonsense, and the rise of AI isn't making things any better. But every once in a while, something really different comes along and becomes a shining beacon of hope for the space. And Project Mix is exactly that, given that it more than quadrupled its original Kickstarter goal. Now that I've finally gotten to try the demo, I can tell you that Plectrum Soft is cooking with absolute gas. The game is half bartending simulator, half visual novel, a pretty interesting genre for VR, but one that works shockingly well here. It takes place in an extremely stylized cyberpunk future city called New Mong Kok, where noir mysteries meet robotic limb transplants and busty anime babes, and the demo casts you as Roan, a former thug looking to start over with a legitimate job. That job is bartending at 11th Heaven, a tiny dive bar in the red light district where he'll meet all kinds of very colorful characters and try to keep himself out of trouble. This being the kind of game it is, it will not surprise you that trouble finds him anyway. The first thing I noticed about Project Mix that blew me away was its presentation. The game looks incredible for an indie VR project, and its soundscape even further immerses the player. Standing behind the bar is one thing, but even once you're exploring a different space, you'll find tons of little things to look at and mess with that could have been excluded, but are here to truly sell the world of the game. This demo clocks in at less than an hour, but I was genuinely pulled into New Mong Kok in that short time. You'll quickly end up tending bar, where the primary gameplay element happens. You'll have conversations with your patrons that will lead to them either asking for specific drinks or requesting something fitting a specific criteria, with the player having access to an instructive menu nearby with directions for each cocktail. If the tone wasn't set already when your new boss greets you wearing little more than underwear as she slams a troublesome bar crawler into a nearby wall, it'll certainly kick in when you notice that your garnishes include oranges, herbs, bullets, and batteries. Your boss says she doesn't really know how cocktails work, but people seem to like her menu. It's just that kind of game. Tending bar in VR is very well considered, giving players ample tools to make an array of beverages or serve them beer on tap, and I'm excited to see what kinds of more complicated tasks I'll be given in the full game. Obviously, most people stand up while playing VR, but there are features for those who are stationary, including a lever that lets you reset everything in your space in case you accidentally knock something out of reach. Making drinks is a fun process aided by an on-screen measurement to help you get the right pour, and the game even recognizes what angle you're holding a bottle at so it'll pour faster or slower. Once your shift at the bar wraps up with a few surprises, you'll find yourself in a few other environments as the game's world building kicks in. Your boss looks healthy, her arm excluded, for someone who knocks back her beers by the dozen and smokes several packs a day. And this turns out to be because she keeps having her organs replaced by synthetic substitutes, but even then, they're not very reliable. Beyond the world building, a few interesting questions are being raised, but overall the demo is about selling the vibe of the game, and it's definitely succeeding there. Project Mix is a long way away, setting itself for a 2027 release, but this demo is already an incredibly engaging look at a game that I could be convinced came from a big publisher. It takes a lot for me not to check out when the first character I'm introduced to is a scantily clad anime girl, but somehow it just made me even more sold on the experience, and making that wait truly something agonizing. What Plectrum Soft has already put together here tells me that they've more than earned their crowdfunding success. Hopefully we're all still around in a year and a half to see the results of their labor. Project Mix is coming to Steam VR and MetaQuest 3 in 2027, with PSVR 2 being considered for a later release. The demo is available now on Steam, and the full game can be pre-ordered through its Kickstarter page. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our supporters on Patreon for making our coverage possible. Go to patreon.com/noisypixel if you'd like to join them, and receive our monthly digital magazine in addition to our eternal thanks. Noisy Pixel is an independent operation working hard to bring you news, reviews, previews, and more. Leave a comment below to start a conversation, come talk nerdy with us in our community Discord, and subscribe to keep up with all of our future content. Now, check out some gameplay.
Voice Pixel.